Hey gang, today we're going to have a look at Tom Petty, true rock and roll original. I love Tom Petty's work, and he had a knack like very few others did of taking something really simple and making it all his own and just making it really cool, taking that really simple thing and making it really cool. I can think of a handful of others. Neil Young, maybe AC/DC, definitely the Stones, who were able to do this and just stamp it with their own brand. But Tom Petty was definitely one of those. Most of you probably know what a Tom Petty chord is too. Well, we're going to explore 4 different riffs, 3 famous ones and maybe one not so famous, where Tom Petty was himself in these riffs. Now there's countless others, so don't be shy and leave your comments below for other ones that you'd like to hear, or you just want to talk about how they were uniquely Tom Petty. All right, before we go over this, definitely need to get a Tom Petty guitar. So let's get that Tom Petty guitar and the sound. Here we go. Nice guitar, but nah, not the right one. Let's try again. No, definitely not. Well, it's closer, but I think we can do better. Well, I think this will do. You know, no matter how many times I snap my fingers, I'm not going to have a Rickenbacker up here. So this will have to do for now. Let's talk about getting that Tom Petty sound. Now, he had a jangly sort of sound, but it was a little bit broken up, unlike a lot of other jangle type sounds. So something like this. Yeah, I think that'll do. All right, here's riff number 1 from Damn the Torpedoes. It's Refugee. All right, let's have a look at it up close. All right, up close with Refugee, we're going to play the lick first and then we will go over it. All right, pretty straightforward lick. We're going to start out with an F sharp minor 7. And only play the bottom 3 strings there. And then walk up. That's an A chord now. And then there's an E chord, but it's a special voicing. It's very Tom Petty. So instead of playing this, which sounds good, but instead we're going to play this voicing. Now you may not have even heard that voicing, but what it is it's taking the 3rd out of the chord on the 3rd string. Instead of playing this G sharp, we're going to play the 5th of the chord, and this is a Tom Petty specialty. So that's the chord that we're playing. We're playing the open 6th, then 2-2 on the 5 and 4. Then on the 3rd string, this is the key 1, we're going to play the 4th fret, which is a B, and we're going to play the E on the 2nd string 5th fret. And if you want to, you can play the open string as well, but that's hard to do, so I just kind of block it out. And don't play it, I block it out with my pinky on the right hand. So that's Refugee. All right, here's riff number 2, one of my personal Tom Petty favorites, also from Damn the Torpedoes. It's Even the Losers. There's a lot more, but let's take a look at that up close. All right, riff number 2 up close, Even the Losers. We'll do the rest of the chords in just a second, but let's do this little intro first. This intro is kind of like hammering onto an A chord on the first three. We're obviously using a lot of open strings here. We're using the open E string, the first string, and the open third string. And we're also doing this right here where we're playing this F sharp minor and then playing the A. Trying to let those strings ring out as much as possible. Typical sort of jangle guitar, and a typical Tom Petty device of using lots of open strings. Okay, particularly the E and B strings. He loved to use those open, which we'll come to later. Let's go over the chords now. The chords in the verse are like this. Okay, and then a couple of A's. Let's just go over those. That's a D, then an A, and then this Tom Petty G, which we'll get to in just a second. First time through it goes to an A, and then does this twice. All right, second time it stops on G. Now this Tom Petty G, I call it the Tom Petty G, is a G chord, but we're taking out the thirds. Remember, like in Refugee, when we took the third out of that E chord? Here we're taking it out of the G. This is a really cool fingering. I've got my second finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret. I'm deadening the 5th string. Normal G chord, you play this right here. Or like this even. Like that even. But this is sort of a harder sounding, more ringing sounding G chord. So we're going to block that 5th string. 4th string is open. 3rd string's open. 2nd string is 3rd fret. Again, playing the 5th of G. And then top string is at 3rd. Real Tom Petty sound on that one. All right, 3rd time through it ends up on the D. And the last time through, another Tom Petty special. We're playing a C chord this time, C in the bass on the 5th string. On the 4th string, we're playing the 2nd. On the 3rd string, it's open. And on the 2nd string, it's just like those two on the G. On the G chord. And that is another theme of Tom Petty, is using the same two top strings over many chords. A lot of singer-songwriters picked up on that one a little bit later. That's a typical Tom Petty device, playing the same notes on the top two strings. All right, and that's that for this one. All right, who would not know riff number 3? This is Free Fallin'. Let's have a look at that one up close. Okay, here's riff number 3 up close, Free Fallin'. All right, pretty simple, but there's a couple of things to note on this one. First of all, Tom Petty is not afraid of using a capo. Don't be one of those kind of guys who doesn't want to do it. There's a reason why you want those open ringing strings, and it really works in this song, okay? It's not complicated. That capo helps. So we're going to play the shape of an E chord. Then this is an A suspended second. If I were playing an E without the capo, it would be on the 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, and then on the B string open. And notice that that leaves the top two strings exactly the same as with that E chord. Okay, then we play that again. Back to the E, and now a B. but we're going to leave the top 2 strings open again. So I've got, this is just a regular B chord. So 2 on the 5th string, 4, 4, and then open, open. Beautiful. It's not a difficult riff. It's not a complex riff. It's really simple, but tell me that's not a classic. All right, here's riff number 4. It's pretty unknown. It's called Hard on Me from his Wildflowers album. If you don't know that song, you should listen to it right now. The guitar on it is sublime. This doesn't do it justice at all. Here we go. Let's have a look at it up close. All right, this last one is called Hard on Me from his Wildflowers album. Now, you may not have heard this one because it's not all that popular, but do yourself a favor, listen to it. The guitar on it, absolutely sublime. It's a great song, very Beatles influenced. So there you go. And yeah, by the way, I haven't mentioned this earlier, but Mike Campbell clearly was a huge influence on Tom Petty, had played a lot in there as well. That's definitely part of that signature sound. I'm not sure whether Tom did this or whether Mike did it, but it doesn't really matter. They gelled so well together. All right, here it is. And there's so much more to that song. All right, first of all, the chords, you almost can't believe them. This is in G minor, so it starts on G minor, then C, then D minor. But what my ears hear is that the G minor is played in kind of a special way, almost like his Tom Petty regular G. It's played kind of like this, and of course it's arpeggiated. So this is 6th string, 3rd, 5th string deadened, 4th string open, and here's the kicker, 3rd string 3rd, that's what makes it a G minor, and then 2nd string 3rd. And we're going to use this note throughout. Check it out. Now go to a C, but play that 3rd, on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Now D minor. Right? So Tom Petty used that device all the time of keeping a pedal note often on the top voice. It's very, very effective. This time we're going to play some things like this. So using that open to hammer on the 2nd, which is a D minor. And even on the 3rd string. Now there's some fills that I put in there that Mike Campbell undoubtedly did. Really nice. All right, and then that end is really cool too. Really weird chords there. That's a D sharp to a A sharp, or if you want E flat to a B flat to set up the C. To me, that sounds very Beatle-esque. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that one as well. a little more obscure. All right, gang, well, there you go. 4 Tom Petty riffs that I think really exhibit the uniqueness that was Tom Petty. Hope you agree, and I hope you give lots of suggestions for other Tom Petty that you'd like to hear and see. All right. Well, if you like this, please give it the like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. We will see you on down the road.